I've never played this song, Mr. Bojangles. Let's just see what happens. I knew a man, Bojangles, and he danced for you. Worn out shoes, silver hair, a ragged shirt and baggy pants. The old soft shoe. So one thing you're saying is make the pharmaceutical treatment affordable for all epilepsy patients.
Yeah.
You jump so high, jump so high, and then it lightly touched down. What do you suggest we can do to help funding for epilepsy to address the issue?
Well, I'm on disability now because of when I stopped having seizures driving. I had a car wreck.
Oh,
So people getting Ubers, not everybody can do that and pay $30 one way somewhere.
no, I know, absolutely.
No, right. So there could be arrangements for it not to be expensive to get a ride.
Met him in a cell in New Orleans. I was down and out. It looked to me to be the eyes of age as the smoke cried out. He talked of life, talked of life, laughed, clicked his heels and stepped. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance. Well, just so you know, Jazz for Peace provides something which we think is a way forward, different than all of those ways, right? GoFundMe and this, that, and the other. They're all just trying to get money to the cause. But what we provide is something called an empowerment tree of aid. So in other words, we try to make an outstanding cause better funded than they were previously. That's one, but that's only one of 7 branches, okay? So in addition to becoming better funded, we want your Epilepsy Foundation, or what was the other one?
Defeating epilepsy.
Defeating epilepsy. So let's just say defeating epilepsy. We would want defeating epilepsy to be more sponsored. So
that's great.
Our thing is help us plant the roots so we can grow your empowerment tree. So basically, somebody from your organization, it could even be you, but you would show this podcast to your board members, and they would say, wow, you know, I wonder if they could do for us what they've already done for over 850 of the world's outstanding causes all over the world, 9 times to Africa, these other events that they've done in North Carolina. And they just send it in a little note to us. We call that a seedling of a tree. That's what we call it, okay?
Oh, yes.
A seedling. Because all trees start with a seedling. And trees are more successful than anything out there. I mean, they've been around forever, and they're going to be, long after we're gone, they're probably going to be trees. So it's a seedling, but that seedling has to grow to roots. So you've sent us a comment, that's a seedling. Now we want to help you grow that to roots. So we put what we want to do for you in a little one page and go back and forth with you to make sure you're very happy with it. And hopefully you say, wow, our board members are going to love looking at this one page and what you want to do for us. Perfect. That's what we want. Show it to them. So you show it to your board members all make little comments. You know what I mean? Like, whoa, this will help us this way. This will help us be more publicized. This will help us, maybe blah, blah. Whatever they say, we don't care. Those little statements are roots. You see what I mean? So we grow the seedling to roots. Now we have a tree with roots, but we want to expand your donor base. That's one of the other things we want to do, expand your donor base. Actually, we learned these from all the other people we were helping. They're the ones who told us. We're not geniuses. We just would do a concert for the Red Cross, and they would like, you expanded our donor base, and we'd be like, wow, let's pass that on.
That's what we need. Yes.
Yes. So we just take all this stuff, we pass it forward. So we want to expand your donor base, so we'll get some of you to take that little letter and show it to your bridge club or your bowling on Wednesday or whoever it is, your little groups of people that you hang out with, your friends, your barbecue or whatever it is you're going to, You show that to everybody. Hey, I've wanted you to help us, and I know you didn't know what to do, but this is Jasper's going to come to a world-class cultural event, and you're going to be a VIP guest of honor. We make all those people VIPs, okay, at the event. Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles dance. And by broadening that out and expanding your donor base, we now have a full set of roots, like you see under the ground when you look at trees. That roots are wild, right? These wild roots. We have that now. So now we get all those people, we have solidified them as the VIP guests of honor, and guess what? We have a confirmed event. Now with a confirmed event, Jazz for Peace is coming as part of the 25th anniversary of the first ever Jazz for Peace concert. Go ahead.
I already have this going on in my head, how to plan it.
That's what I want. That's what I want. Get those wheels spinning. And shortly after that is the 25th anniversary of our concert at the United Nations, which brought together Israeli, Palestinian, and American jazz musicians. And the world is all of a sudden like, that was right what you did. Well, okay, we could have saved our country $3 trillion if we built on that event that day. You know what I mean?
Wow. Grow those branches I'm talking about, because with a confirmed event and a date, that's when we can go after sponsors, and we can say, hey, you might have heard of Roxanne and this great Epilepsy, but you never did anything, but now Jazz for Peace is coming, it's a world-class cultural event, and your business is going to benefit by being one of the sponsors. You're going to be on all the billboards and all of this and all of that. You're going to be on all the publicity, and they agree. That's why we get these sponsors. We use these templates that work. So now that we've got sponsors, then once you've got all that going, you can get publicity and awareness. Wonderful.
From there, you can go to something that we call new and prestigious supporters. And you were on that page, I think. I showed you. You were going down before the horse where you saw those familiar names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where it said, I forgot what it says, 15 awesome quotes or something, I think it says, and then you see these big names. Those all people came on, not for us, they came on for the organization. So in other words, we contact them on behalf of the organization and say, hey, you're the governor of the state of North Carolina. We need you to come on board. And they do that because that's what they're supposed to do. They're public servants. They're supposed to do that. So
what would be so wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, we literally order them to do it.
November is Epilepsy Awareness Month.
Wow.
And
let's do this.
One day of the month, there's the building that we call the R.J. Reynolds building. Which, remember, it was with all the cigarettes and things like that.
Sure.
They made this building to make sure it would be, they could build it as tall as the Empire State Building. Wow. So it is a shorter version of the Empire State Building.
Wow.
And they have colors at the top. They did one with Ukraine, which was red, white, and blue and all that.
and but they couldn't. That's the week they did that, and they couldn't turn it purple for me.
Mm.
And they did. They've done it now for 2 years.
Okay, so we'll get
But
that. They'll turn it purple for this event, right?
oh yes.
When you look on that list, you'll see governors from all the different states. And when we put stuff together for your governor, he's going to look at all the other governors and what they've said. And hopefully that's going to get him to come on board. You know, like for example, if you ever go to a page on our website called jazzforpeace.org, which is our website, and you put a / and you put Vegas for Las Vegas, just put the word Vegas, you'll see Republicans and Democrats on their PDF. I didn't know they got everybody. They were doing so. We didn't know they did as well as they did because they weren't contacting us that much, and that could either mean you're doing really well or you're bombing and you don't want to tell us. I don't know. And I got to Las Vegas, and this event was just packed to the gills at the Smith Center of the Performing Arts. And I said, wait a minute, I know that guy from TV. He's the head of the Republic, whatever, you know what I mean? He's the speaker. Well, one guy was the Speaker of the House.
Wow.
One guy was the Speaker of the House. And I said, he doesn't get along with that Republican set. And they said, they're both here because of this, of you. You know, we used your material and we showed them that, hey, you got to put all that aside because we're here to help our state. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And we're here to help this mission and we're here to help these kids. So that's what we had to do the same thing, Hey, listen, we don't care about, that's tomorrow. You guys can argue tomorrow. Today, you're getting together for epilepsy. We're going to do the right thing. Steamboats on the river, a coming, a going, splashing the night away. Hear those banjos ringing, folks are singing, they dance till break of day. Dear old Southland, where there's dreamy songs, take me back to where I belong. How I'd love to be in Mammy's arms when it's sleepy time. Down sun.
Beautiful.
Thank you. It turns out the whole thing was from the South. I didn't know the words to that song. If I knew the words, I'd have been like, I would have skipped Sleepy Time because we already had the South in those words. The guy's in a jail in the South, he says.